Hang on, people can't see you right now because I'm about to put music back on. Because we got like 20 minutes before we start. I want no advertisements. I want my funk music. All right, bye.
All right, we're going to resume recording so that everybody out there on the interwebs can watch this later on. How is everybody today?
Why you sounded like you've been taking medicine, Shawn?
Because I have. I'm vertical.
Sounds
How's
terrible.
everybody doing? Can you give me a woohoo? Some hands in the air? I can't hear you.
So hang on. We got, so if we're gonna start with all the good news and tell something good, Craig had a huge one. What was it, Craig?
Today, instead of going a year ago on Thanksgiving to get below 1 or 200 pounds, to get to 199, I started at 282 pounds. Today, I weighed in 199.4.
Craig, I'm so proud of you.
I'm sitting here looking. Shoot, I was sitting there looking at pictures from like the February, the first thing I did with you guys as the award ceremony. Yeah. I'm sitting there looking at pictures and I was like, oh my God, that's Craig. Holy crap. Dude, you have done phenomenal. That's awesome. I think I gained half of your weight that you lost there. 135 around weight gain. Oh my God.
You speak about it, you be about it. I love it.
So how is Buffy on the screen there? She's right there. That don't work.
Anita.
Oh, I know.
All right, loves. Tell me something good. What's been going on?
What's going on? All right, y'all talk. We ain't falling asleep this time.
Loud.
We all love Robert as the new team lead, but yeah, he led a boring meeting last time. He knows it, and he apologized. He was like, "Oh God, I felt so bad for him. Had y'all sleeping in here."
Oh my gosh, Jennifer Nichols is on. Hi, honey.
What's up, Jennifer? Hey, Amy, tell me something good.
Hey, I'm good. How y'all?
Can you hear Jennifer?
Williams.
It's good to see you, babe.
Good to see y'all.
Can you see
These
everybody?
bright shining faces. Come on, tell me something good. Don't make me sing to you.
Who, me?
Everybody.
The tacos were good. Jesse liked the tacos. Good plan.
I love it.
Oh, I got something good. Y'all all gonna get an email, and hopefully she put it somewhere in the slide deck from a company called Scott Leroy Marketing, or
yes.
as Robert and I like to say, Leroy. They are now our agent onboarding and kind of setup support and all that, and marketing kind of support.
Woohoo!
I have literally been in contact with multiple market centers, and about 200 responses that I've gotten out of the market center group that I'm with said that they are totally worth it. So you might see an email as an older head agent or veteran agent that they're just wanting to go in and make sure that you have everything connected properly. That if there's something missing, if say your DocuSign, your Twilio, your MailChimp, your Command, your all of it, they're going to go in and just kind of, they've gone through our roster, they asked for our roster, and they're partnering with us, and it is another tool to assist us as your support team to give you more of that value that Hillary always talks about, but we haven't necessarily been able to deliver to you frontline. So we're going to make sure that that's not a problem anymore. So that is something that is being pushed forward, and we started actually last week with them. So you may see an email coming up just asking a couple of questions. Please read through it and respond to them. If you do not desire to have DocuSign as compared to DocLoop, they'll still make sure your DocLoop's working right, all that kind of stuff. So they are a secondary group to help assist us in making sure that you guys get what you need. So that's the something I got to do. And my boy turned 5 like 2 days ago, and he's, oh my God, he's like a ball of energy. Love that kid. His grin literally goes from his ear to his ear. And then his mama gets him jacked up on sugar before dinner. Oh
It
my
was his
God, he comes
birthday.
home bouncing on the dang walls, man, it's crazy. All right, who else got something good? Come on. I know it can't be like there's 2 of us, 3 of us.
I bought a new car last week. 2 weeks, every 2 weeks.
There you go. Somebody capped and she decided she wanted to buy a new car. It's like, oh, I got money now. Hang on.
Yeah.
Who was it? I couldn't see.
Oh, that was Crystal.
That was me.
Yes, boo! I'm so proud of you.
I think we might need to turn her down. Good Lord. She loud.
Oh, am I loud? Sorry, I can be quiet. All right. Anybody else?
Somebody. Like I said, Jesse liked the tacos. Keevan's back in the house finally.
Even feeling better. Love it. There's
That herd immunity. He had it and now it's gone.
love it. Just knock it out of your system. So
Stephanie's in the
I'm
house.
grateful. I got some new medicine that helps me function a little bit better.
There you go.
I am adjusting to it. So if I sound like a little crazy today, mind your business. I'm just kidding. All right, Roger. All right. You ready to rock and roll?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Let me
Yeah.
make sure we're recording just one more time. Yes, we are recording. Okay, good. Oh, let me get Miss Laura Barkhauer in here.
I got it.
There we go. Hi, Miss Laura. Oh. Hold on, I got people in the waiting room.
Why are you not letting nobody in?
How many you got on Zoom calls?
A few, actually.
There we go. I'm admitting all. There we go.
There we go.
Joining. All right, here we go.
Go ahead with it.
Here we go. Come on,
You
screen.
said that already. Let's go.
My screen won't work. All right. My man, Daniel Marlin, is in the house today, and he brought us this wonderful taco bar, and we are super grateful for him. So, Mr. Daniel, come on up here next to the laptop so everybody can hear you.
He's
And
getting
tell
his
us-
tacos. He don't want to talk to you.
Oh, he's going to talk to us. He'll put down the tacos to talk.
Oh, he's got your.
Oh, no, he's got his earbuds in. He's got his taco. He don't want to talk to nobody.
Zoom call while we're- I got 3:30 and 2, so.
I don't believe that Daniel doesn't want to talk for 2 seconds.
You know I'm very brief, Shawn.
Oh my word, get out of here.
You know, I was just grateful for the opportunity to come and see you all. I don't get to make it over here as often as I like to, you know, with work and kids and COVID and NTI and all the fun things we've had to adapt to, right, in 2021. You know, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Daniel Marlin. I'm the market leader for Movement Mortgage for the state of Kentucky. I have a long history with this company in particular. A few years ago, you know, I was a loan officer at Century Mortgage, and we had started that AA here, and I was the in-house lender there, which is why they, you know, reside downstairs now. You know, despite not being there, we've been able to continue that relationship. And if anyone's been on any regional calls that I sponsored, you'll probably hear some of the same things. You know, Movement kind of jokes and say we were the original Keller Mortgage. We are a fully Kellerized company. I mean, I spit bowl balls and Kellerisms like all day long. It's just wonderful when we get to work with right companies or people that share similar values, similar vision, similar passion, right, for the industry and for taking care of our clients. And we just love that opportunity that if you have not worked with Movement before, either with myself or another LO, I'd love that opportunity to introduce the company to you from our mission and vision and values. Like, you know, one of our exciting things is we're going to donate. So 42% of our company is owned by the Movement Foundation, and we just cut a check to our foundation for $100 million this year. So when you work with Movement, your profit's not just going to somebody's pocketbook. Casey's real passion is in philanthropy. We do mission trips throughout the world. We are closely aligned with the John Maxwell team and doing things around the world there. And so when you're working with movement and you're working with the movement LO, hopefully you're dealing with someone high integrity, high value. It's going to be in culture, not with just movement's culture, but with Keller's culture as well. And I think when we have those same mission and values and passion, great things can happen. Absolutely. And at the end of the day, our desire is, right, a referable transaction. Movement, we talk about creating raving fans. We want to provide that raving fan experience for the customer. I talk about just removing the stress from the transaction, because I know at the end of the day, if we're wrong, your bar is at least $1,000. And if you ever sit with me at the blackjack table and you watch me fret over a $5 minimum bet, I don't want to gamble with your client's money. And I assure you, they don't want to gamble with their money either. So, we love that opportunity to talk to you about movement, our process, and how we do business, and also how we can add value to you. And a great example, and Amy doesn't know this, but since she's the closest to the booklets, I'm going to have her be my model. Can you hold up my agent marketing playbooks? So this is our December. This is pre-release. I haven't even mailed this out to my people yet because I literally just got it yesterday. So I got a few advanced copies.
You see copy over there like going
nuts, of our agent marketing playbook. So this is a custom marketing content that our coaching and marketing department provides our real estate partners because we want to help you grow your business. It's got scripts for listings and expires. It's got social media content ideas. It's got appreciation ideas. We're always looking to provide value to our agents and referral partners above and beyond we do loans, because so does everybody else. So how can we help you grow your business? Because we believe, right, in giver's gain. If we give you value, that you're going to help give value, and in turn, and make it a win-win for everybody. And I just appreciate the opportunity to come and speak. And make myself a plate of food. And
you make as many places as you want.
And
It's all you.
So we are grateful for you all. We look forward to working with you all in 2021 and beyond.
Absolutely, brother.
Thank you.
And you look awesome, Daniel.
Did I go over my time a lot? I didn't.
No, brother, you are good. You are good.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, keep going, Shawn.
All right, here we go. So,
We're gonna hit it quick and fast today. Let's go.
all right, so Gene Rivers was in the house yesterday. How many people were able to attend? Come up here and give me at least one aha or one thing that you are going to implement in 2021. Real quick, run to the front.
Somebody hit one. Who's gonna take something out of Gene from yesterday? You weren't even here for most of it. What you gonna do for Gene? From Gene? Teaching?
No,
I
was not here for it.
I'll say one thing.
All right, Craig's gonna say something.
Run to the front like Family Feud.
He's under 200 pounds. He thinks he needs to run around the building or something. What's up, man?
Get it.
Hey, everybody.
I would say just to take advantage of the internet leads and the low cost around that. A lot of times what we pay through Zillow and all of these other places that basically we're selling our leads back to us. Now we've got a way to do that very easily through command to generate them, and just really maximizing on that, create a plan around that, a system around that. Keegan over here can help you. I sit down with you to do that, and teaching you 2 days a week in the market center, diving into some things. So the thing with command is there's a lot working on it. And so take one thing and learn it well. And what I've learned by learning, is we're able to, it's just once you learn it, you kind of got that piece, then move on to the next thing. And then you just kind of build it on what's working well. So for example, I think we did $180 ad spend down in Tampa, and we generated 100 leads, around 100 leads from that. Then we took the next step, which was the next piece that I had to learn, and that was create smart plans around it. And it's so cool. Smart plans are so easy. It took me I could do a smart plan now in probably 15 minutes. And there's a whole library of people that have already built them. You can just say, I want to use that one. Boom, it sets it up. You just go in there and change some of the verbiage of what you want it to say. You've already got the things, but it sends them a text message whenever you want them. So lead comes in, first action item, you do a phone call, and then 2 days later, they get a text message if you want to send them a text message. And then the next day, they get an email. They can wait 3 days and then send them another text message, and then all that's automated. So you get 100 people off of the leads for that, and then automate that, put them on, things like that. That's just the system working for you. So what I learned from the business planning clinic, and Gene hit this real hard, is take advantage. You know, you're going to get business other ways from all the other things that you're doing to generate business. This is just an addition. You put a system in place around it. So that's my 2 cents.
That was good. That was
I
good.
love it. Thank you, Craig. So
Hey, Shawn, real quick.
what?
Ethan, you did a Facebook ad set, all that kind of stuff. What was your ROI on that? What'd you spend out and what'd you get back?
Like 24,000 GCI.
Okay, say that again a little bit louder.
With 24,000 GCI versus, I think today, $300 or $400.
$300 or $400 and 24,000 in GCI
Wow.
for a Facebook ad. I
So
mean,
I
seriously.
was just gonna say, I used the Facebook ad for recruiting new people. And I, placed the ad in Indeed, and then I did a Facebook ad, and I think I only spent like $25, and I got over 300 leads in 2 days from that ad. And on career night the other night, we had 23 people show up.
That was cool. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's on a smaller scale because there are people that are wanting to get into the business. But just imagine what you can do for listings and for buyers. It's such a great tool. And I want you guys, I mean, we might be going into another lockdown. Who knows what's going to happen? But I seriously want you guys to spend this next couple months really seeing your database as a data bank. I've had this conversation with several people over the past couple of weeks. I mean, even Amanda Cole and I were talking about it the other day. And she's like, I have all of these people and they're in all different spots. And there's like people in .loop and in my phone and on Facebook and in my Gmail, and they're like all over the place. You have to think about it like weight loss or like a savings account or any other thing that you're going to be working on. Even if you were to put 1 to 5 people in your database every single day, you're still better off than if you did nothing.
Exactly.
And you work with Kevin and I, we'll help you get your smart plans going, and you're going to start being in contact with more of those people on a more consistent basis, and you're going to reap the reward. So if you guys need help with command or contacts, you just have to reach out and let us know. We're there for you. So any other ahas? Are we setting big goals next year?
Nope.
No? All right, we're moving on.
All right,
I'm
move.
going
There
to
we go.
welcome some of our new associates that we've had over the last month. We have Ms. Teresa Spencer. Michaela Blinko is getting her license. Liz Fouts just got licensed. Is anyone in the building? Make sure you welcome them. We also have Todd Bale, Bill McClure, and Miss Stephanie Prather's back with KW. So
Hey, Shawn, go back one slide because Michaela ran away and went into the office. See?
Look at that baby.
Michaela, welcome. Look how cute they are. I just love it. So
Yeah.
our teams are growing, our market center is growing, and we've got a lot going on, peeps. I love it. So is Mr. Brian Beechin?
Stand up.
Brian.
He's here.
So
There
we
he is.
have a new builder at KW. You got to run to the front. It's going to be like Family Feud. Let's go.
How many builders that y'all know of right now that we work with KW, with this market center alone? Howard built, Rye built, Witten, who else? Landmill, who else?
Gilmore.
Gilmore, who? And Todd represents another one? Now you have one more.
One more builder.
So, with this too, Brian is on the big red team. I'll let, or he can introduce himself. That's up to him. Or Buffy, his director of operations, can introduce him. She don't want to talk
All right, so Bucky relentlessly recruited, saying that the color was, I've been an agent for 22 years, I've been a home builder for 20. And Bucky was telling me Keller Williams is about the experience of how buyers and sellers, it's all about the experience. With my home building business, I've always said it's not about what you build, it's how you build it. I'm all about process. The process should be fun. I partner with my home builders, my customers, I partner with them. Let them do as much or as little as they want to do. When they work with me, they're going to put the checkbook themselves. They pay all the bills themselves. So they see what every single thing costs, gives them an opportunity to save money, but most importantly, gives them a way to control the process. So they get the house work together. So for me, it's a process. With Keller Williams, it's about the experience. Put the two together, and that's kind of what I'm doing. So a little different process, but where do I build in the country? For the most part, on your lot, on your farm, wherever you find a lot. Okay? That's it.
Thank you, Brian. All right, we talked about this a little bit. So our new service is going to be the Scott Leroy marketing piece. So make sure if you get a phone call, what's the area code for them, Roger?
You know to start with, and they're from Florida. So it'll be a verified number from Florida.
Okay, so they're going to be making sure that everything is set up for you. So make sure that you answer your email or your phone. Next, I just want to give a special shout out to all of our birthday peeps. So we celebrated Ben Coffey and Judy Martin and Brittany Reiser. And for the rest of the month, we're going to be celebrating Kim LaPalooza on November 20th and our very own Mr. Kirkman next Tuesday as he leaves. So make sure you wish everyone a happy birthday when we post. Next, I want to celebrate our cappers for the month of October. These peeps worked super hard and are now receiving 100% of their commission. Next, I want to make sure you guys know that next week we are closed on Thursday and Friday for the Thanksgiving holiday. We're super blessed to be in business with all of you, and we hope that you can get together with friends and family safely. And let us know if there's anyone in need or anyone that needs help, and we are definitely there to help them.
We are also planning on trying to get out about a half a day on Wednesday, close everything down so that all of us can start traveling if we are able to and all that. So right around noon, 1 o'clock on Wednesday, you're gonna start seeing lights getting shut down, all that kind of fun stuff. And so if y'all wanna be here, I mean, it's your business. If you wanna come in and crank it out, go ahead. You have access to the building. A lot of us won't be here. We're gonna be like, deuces, y'all, we're out.
Just
And
a
then look at
couple.
Craig, what is that? Like that picture, man, it's like that.
He's so handsome. Just look at him. Oh my goodness.
That ain't what I
So
was
a
saying.
couple quick training announcements that are coming up in the next month or so. We have Mr. Eberly, Mr. Craigerly teaching 6.5 steps to nailing it in real estate. So he is going to be with us the first Wednesday right before our partner meetings each month for the next 6 months. And he's going to be teaching you guys how to break down your goals, how to chunk those out, and how to really take your business and project it forward for 2021. Next, we have Wealth Building Wednesdays. So just by a quick show of hands, who has ever heard of the Keller Williams celebrity, I guess you could call him, Mark King? Anyone?
Martin King.
Mark King.
Mark
I know a
King?
couple people have met him before.
I've never heard of him. Who is
He is a team leader. He is an owner. He is a regional director. He's from St. Louis, Missouri, and he is bringing in some really top shelf guests and will be on KW Connect every Wednesday at 4 p.m. And they're going to break down and talk about different forms of wealth building. Now, if you go on to KW Connect, it's going to be right on that front homepage of Connect. You can also go to your Kelly app on your phone. And when you open up the Kelly app, there's going to be a link for Connect. If you are out and about, like I do, a lot of times I take my daughter to practice and I need something to entertain myself with. So I spend a lot of time on Connect watching videos. So that is also available on your Kelly app. Great information, and they also record, so you can go back in history and start watching some of those old videos. Oh, let me admit one more person. Next on the list, we have a special announcement we want to make sure everybody marks their calendar for. We are only having one partner meeting in December, and it's going to be December 2nd at 1 p.m. So make sure that you mark your calendars and let us know if you have any special requests. I wanted to do a little quick announcement for Career Night because we are being inundated with new people that are wanting to get into the business. So I've been getting phone calls and text messages and emails, and they're coming from all different sources. And I want to make sure that we're using our tools. So if you have a friend, family member, someone in your sphere of influence that is interested in getting into the real estate business, if you could please have them go onto KWSoIN.com and register, I would be most appreciative. And then I will make sure to reach out with them and either set up a one-on-one appointment or invite them to Career Night and make sure they have all the steps they need to get licensed. Next one is on December 8th at 6:30, and we will be doing Zoom. Next, I would like to welcome the lovely Miss Amy Dixon to the front of the room. Miss Amy Dixon. And Roger, can you move the laptop around so everybody can see her? She's got updates for us and some special things that we're going to be doing in the next couple months.
Productivity coaching program is going well. I'm gonna write on one of our graduates who then immediately enrolled again. In the last year, she has rented our first home or moved out, rented her home, just bought a car with cash. Graduated, has 600 pending right now. And she's killing it. So
Crystal Conrad, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, stand up. Great, y'all, great.
And she's doing the work, and I'm so proud of her. I can't stand it. We are meeting with new agents inside and outside of the company, and hope to be growing the productivity coaching program and having more success stories like Crystal really soon. Culture committee update. First of all, if you guys know of anyone that could benefit from some, and I don't like to call it hand holding, but hand holding to get going. It's everybody figures out how to ride a bike, but you need somebody to kind of run behind you for a little bit. And my job is to run behind you and push you and help you balance for a little bit. So, if you know of anybody that I could talk to, I'd love to talk to them. So if you're working with somebody on the other side of the deal and you're like, man, this agent could use some help, let me know. I'll be okay to help them. Culture committee update. So this is my favorite time of year. This is when we all get to gather in here and have a big chili swap, or we have a big, Thanksgiving dinner where we all go and put the same pork and the same pieces of turkey and ham. And this year we're just not going to do that. So it sucks because I was even thinking our little ornament exchange. Nobody wants to be passing around ornaments to 17 people right now. So we are working on different ways to appreciate and love you, agents. It will be coming soon. Just pay attention. If you see emails from me and Ethan and Shawn or Roger or Robert, open them up and read them because they're going to be kind of exciting. So no details yet, but since Thanksgiving is a week from tomorrow, it's going to be really soon. So pay attention. What did I miss?
I think that was every, what
That
else
is
did you have? This
Nailed
is your
it.
time, girl, whatever
And
you have.
if you need a mask, come see me. I got plenty of masks. I don't want anybody.
She sews these things like all the time, seriously, hangs them out by her office, and all the ones outside of her office are clean, they've never been used. So,
If you start seeing people in the office without a mask, she's just gonna randomly come attack you. So I'm just saying, beware. All right,
hey!
Bob the broker.
Yes, you
Can he fix it? Yes, he can. Bob the
can. He's
broker.
leaving now, he said he's done.
I'm just playing your theme
Oh,
music.
this
Oh, he's gonna be there for a hot second, so y'all brace yourselves.
He's gonna be here for a hot minute.
Now, Bob, sit close to the laptop so everybody can hear you.
You gotta get close so they can hear you, and I'll move away.
I thought it was close. I have a big mouth. Okay. I'm gonna take us down for a minute, guys. First of all, we finished doing a lot of videoing today for our CIRA annual meeting, which is December the 4th. I hope you guys will zoom in for that because that's how it's gonna be. I thought we were gonna do something here for that. It'd be a lot of fun. There's a pellet contest that somebody here, I think, participated in. So anyway, that's
I think it's Thomas.
Sorry?
I think it's Thomas, right?
It could have been, I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna talk about risk just a little bit today. One of the things, I don't know if you guys realize or not, we all like certain home inspectors and then we don't like other ones. Because our E&O insurance says that we should do this, we should do this. That is, you need to recommend 3 home inspectors to everyone that you do business with. So if somebody's going to do a home inspection and they say, well, who would you recommend? You should give them a list of at least 3 home inspectors and let them choose. You should not try to influence them too much. And whomever that is, that they do choose. Our E&O insurance, your protection from the E&O insurance is based on that 3-person recommendation. I would think that it's probably also true of lenders, but I know for certain because we've talked about it in detail with our E&O insurance company. So there's a risk there that you accept. But by the way, if you didn't recommend 3 and you end up getting sued, you may not be covered. So,
recommend 3 and say that I personally like this one, or can you?
you want to know how I do it?
Yeah.
I email 3 of them to them, but I put one of them in red. So they can separate them, so they don't get them confused. So, not for any other reason, just so they don't get them confused. Another thing,
Well, and that way you're not actually stating. So if
Yeah, I'm
you-
not, I'm
you tell
just,
them one over the-
one in white, one in red, one in black, you can separate it. So the other thing is, in terms of giving advice to people, we need to be really careful about the advice that we do give. Because once again, you accept a little bit of liability when you give advice about things you are not really expert in, right? So anything to do with the real estate, you're good as far as the transaction goes. But in terms of should they have the foundation fixed, things like that, leave that to professionals and just say, you know, that's not really what I do. I do the same thing on the lending side when somebody says, well, what about, can I do this or can I do that? I say, you know, it's really not a Bob question. That's a question for your lender. So that I don't get caught later on saying I gave them some really bad advice. They got the wrong kind of a loan or whatever because of what I said. Another thing you want to do is keep really, really good records. I think you guys heard me say this in the last meeting. We had an agent here who got sued because an agent across the road there didn't really represent his client well, and we represented the seller, he represented the buyer, yet the buyer sued us when they had an issue. Thank God for the agent that in our office who was sued, because he got such wonderful, good records on everything that that went nowhere for that buyer. Let's see. Oh, here's another thing, discussing client's information. So let's say that you have a client that's been a real good, or let's just say an asshole. And the transaction, yeah, so you're not working with them anymore, right? And you just want to really unload to somebody about the horrible way they acted in this whole process. You really aren't supposed to do that. Yeah, right. I think you could talk in hypotheticals, but if they could really trace it back to a particular individual, it could cause a problem for you. Even after the transaction is over, our state law says that we will not discuss any information regarding a client with someone else because it's private information. This includes, you had a deal, it fell through, they offered $150,000 for this house, and another agent in the office says, you know what, I'm gonna write an offer on that. What do you think those guys will take? What do you know? You can't say. You can't say, well, we had one accepted for 150,000. You can't do that. So that's sharing personal private information about your client, which you can't do. Does everybody understand that? Are we good on that? Okay. Another thing, septic systems. How many people love septic systems? Aren't they great? So here's the deal about septic systems. We've had this happen just recently in the office, twice. So you go to list a house, and the people are really proud because they added another bedroom. And they had all the permits, they did everything they were supposed to. They added another bedroom, but they did not address the septic system. How many people know what determines how much of a septic system you need? What's the one factor? What is it, Steph? Number of bedrooms, not bathrooms, number of bedrooms. So we had an agent in the office whose client added 2 bedrooms to a property. So it went from 4 to 6, I think, if I got that right. And they sold the house and they started having problems with the septic system. Now the buyer wants $70,000 to fix the problem that they think our agent caused because they didn't disclose that the septic system was inadequate. Now the truth is, I don't think the buyers knew that. They built the rooms on without actually getting permits, so that's not a good thing. So all I'm saying to you is if you're going to list a property that has a septic system, please be sure that if it has 3 bedrooms, that system is set up for that and approved for that, or if it has 5 bedrooms or whatever. And the big thing is if somebody says, well, we added a bedroom, right? Or if you're going to say it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on a septic, but they're using another room in the basement as a bedroom, so you're going to say it's 4 bedrooms, you better make sure that that septic system works for that 4th bedroom. Or it can cause some serious problems down the road. Does everybody understand that? Okay.
I got a question about that.
Yes.
Okay, so for example, in Washington County, they don't have records that go back that far. So what do you want us to do? Is there some sort of verbiage we need to be putting in these listings that have septics?
So I would say that anybody that you're going to list a property for in Washington County, the same rules apply. You just need to do your very best to determine if the septic system you have is going to be adequate. The truth is, we're not 100% responsible for that. We are allowed to take the word of the property owner when we list a property. So if they say, yes, it's okay, then you're allowed to accept that, but I wouldn't. I would research it just a little bit more so that you know for certain, you know, you're good to go and you don't get sued later on with somebody asking for $70,000. Yeah. Should be, yeah. In most cases, apparently in Washington County, it might not be that easy, but so you just need to do the very best you can to uncover that information before you list the property.
Bob,
Yes.
what was the question?
The question was, can't we call the health department and get that information? And in most cases you can, but I don't know about Washington County, but I'm getting from the folks in the crowd here that maybe Washington County is not that up to date, so it might be a little more difficult.
Yeah, the 90s are about as good as it gets. Anything before the 90s, they're spotty with their records.
Okay, but just be careful when you're anytime you're listing a property with a septic system, you don't want to get in trouble later. The $70,000, by the way, you can put a septic system in for a lot less than 70 grand. But the folks that sued or are suing over this said that they spent like $30,000 or $40,000 just dealing with the situation, and the septic system's not even in yet. So they're going to sue you for more than the cost of the system. They're going to sue you for their aggravation. You know. By the way, the agent that kept the really good records, they were suing our agent over $1,000 earnest money, but they were suing for $6,500 because, you know, they had pain and suffering. So you can't do that, by the way, but they made that attempt. So no, I'm not talking about you this time. But, yeah, no, well, not. No, this ain't really good record, so it would have been you. Yeah, we've been down that road, yes. The other thing is attending home inspections. So this came up just this week. Somebody questioned me and says, you know, are we liable if we don't attend the home inspection? My opinion is you're liable if you do. I've been in this business for over 20 years. I've only been sued once. It's because I went to a home inspection. So, you know, we prevailed, but I still had to pay my $2,500 deductible.
What's crazy about that?
Yeah.
Is in Florida, they go agent experience goes to every movie. And I don't know like, what?
Yeah.
What a waste of time.
So if you know, let's just think about it for a minute. You go to the home inspection and the home inspector says, you know, I think it might be a problem with the foundation. And then you innocently say, you know, I don't really think that guy knows what the hell he's talking about, because a lot of them don't. And then they move in and find out, well, son of a gun, there is a problem. So guess who's going to get sued? Not the home inspector. So the time that I was sued, they claimed that me and the seller colluded to hide the damage in the unfinished basement. And for some reason, I don't know, I think the good Lord was looking down on me on that particular sale, because I went with a video camera and videoed everything on the final walkthrough. So there were no cracks in the basement walls anywhere. But now there were. So what we found out later is that the folks who bought the house, there were 2 trees on the corner of the house on each corner, and they took a couple of 4-wheel drive trucks, hooked chains to the trees and drug them out rather than cut them out. And that's what caused the foundation to crack. So
There you go, man. That's how
Yeah.
we do it. It's fine.
yeah. So we got lucky, you know, that did occur, and that I did have video of the situation. So the point is, you can be sued for anything. I'm just saying you just need to be really, really careful, keep really good records of everything that you do, and keep a timeline on your whole process as you're working with people. And I would do that whether they end up buying a house with you or they end up listing with you or not. Just keep really, really good records for everybody you do business with, and then don't talk about them after. Because it can cause you problems down the road. Anybody have any questions or concerns they want to talk about, risk-wise or otherwise? So we're done here. Yeah. Yes, I know. Oh, yeah, and I did get my hair cut. Thank you very much. Yes, but I'm smart. The person who cut my hair, cut it so that I can have a full show.
Mary's on it. We're all moving up.
But don't tell Mary that. That's our secret.
That's being recorded.
So you got eight haircuts, correct? Just one.
Thank you, Bob.
Welcome.
Thank you, Bob. We love you.
We love you. So common theme, take good notes, people, and keep all of your documentation. The one with the most documents win, right, Bob?
Correct.
Correct. All right, my loves. Roger, can you swing me around so I can see everybody's face?
Nope. I don't want to.
So sometime in our team leader trainings, we start the team leader classes with a deep breath in and we blow it out. So we have been talking about moving and transitioning out of green sheets and .loop for about a year. And because we thought that KWSoIN wasn't necessarily ready, the Market Center went ahead and paid to have those contracts extended for everyone. So now Kevin and I are hearing that KWSoIN is ready to go. They have been working very, very closely with Keller Williams and their tech department to make sure that things are going to work on a similar level. It's not going to be 100% .loop, but it's going to be as close as they can get it. So December 15th is our last date. So if you plan on keeping .loop, that is okay. You can call .loop support number and you can find out what the monthly cost will be to continue your relationship with .loop. I am not recommending that. The Market Center is not recommending that because of the fact that Zillow does own .loop. Our data is no longer protected because we are outside of that contract between Keller Williams and .loop. So I want to make sure that everybody understands that on a very high level, that whoever and whatever you put into .loop, Zillow has access to, and they can reach out to your people. Excuse me. By a show of hands, how many people are still using green sheets? Green sheets? All right.
We've got one in the building right now. We've got another group that does. It's down the hall. There's a few here and there that still are.
Okay, so we are, like I said, again, we're working on getting everything into command. So you have until December 15th to either go onto our YouTube channel and watch the videos on compliance and how to fill in the commission tabs. We're also going to take 10 minutes here together and we're going to go through those steps again just to make sure that we all know how to walk through the process and that we're all comfortable submitting a commission request into Roger. Right now, it takes probably 2 to 3 times longer for Roger to do his job because he is having to go back and forth between commission tabs and green sheets and .loop and command and KWSoIN because we're all not working together like a team to put everything into command. Or if you're having issues with command, we're not necessarily hearing those complaints and we're not able to help you like we can. So if you are having issues, you can reach out to Kevin. You can also copy me on those. But from today moving forward, we are going to...
the question.
Yes.
I just want to let everybody know, when you guys send something to me to sign, if I haven't signed it in 24 hours, please send me a text and say I picked this up. I get an awful lot of emails every day, not just from .loop and .design. And sometimes they kind of get lost. So if you're not getting a signature from me, usually that day or within a couple of hours, but certainly if it's 24 hours past and I haven't signed it yet, that means I lost it or I didn't get it. So just let me know, so I'm gonna make sure you get your stuff signed as soon as possible.
Okay, so if everybody didn't hear that, that's online. If something is sent to Bob and he doesn't sign it within 24 hours, shoot him a message, whether it's text, email, something, because of all of the inundated emails and all that he gets. He wants to make sure that everything is done properly. And I'm gonna segue on that for just a second about compliance, because it's come up, and it came up with NCA's panel, it came up in a regional information that I was on. It is illegal, and I was doing it because I didn't know any better. And in my training, I didn't get it. But it is absolutely illegal for me to pay any of you on a commission if you have returned documents that have not been addressed. Because if we get sued, if anything happens and those documents are not signed properly, filled out properly, and then we've processed it on our end, whether it's gone through the title company or not, we get hit for that as a company. So if there's documents that y'all put in for compliance and they've been returned and they haven't been resubmitted yet, that's something I can't pay you out on that legally. So I didn't know any better, and it wasn't anything that I want to try and pull back and not pay you as quickly as possible and things like that. That's not it. It's, we have to have our ducks in a row, because if not, I mean, Bob deals with it as the head of the board and all that, and as our broker, and all, it's a problem that will bite us in the ass if we're not careful. So just know that if something is returned, it's not returned because we don't like you. It's not returned because we want to see you squirm. It's something that needs to be addressed. Bob's not going to sit there and return stuff that doesn't need to be. There are certain things that you'll see in command that say that they're required, things like that. When you're sending in your closing docs, if I'm holding the check in my hand and I ask you about it, it says required on the compliance closing docs, I'm holding it. It's okay. I need your seller's disclosure, your ALTA, and if you're on the listing side of it, your sold notice. That's all I need, because I've got your check. I'm going to make sure you get paid. And that's my goal, is to make sure y'all get paid in a timely manner. I hope that has gotten better. I hope that has been, through all this training that I didn't get and things like that, that it has gotten better and that you are getting paid, and that you're getting paid timely, and that things are happening the way they should. If they're not, please come find me. I'll come to you. We'll talk, because that's all I want to make sure of. That's why we got Scott Leroy in, for making sure that everybody's for all the missing pieces of things that we need. That'll help us as well. That's why we have Kevin now on 4 days a week, 9 to 4 every day, Monday through Thursday. We got him in an extra day for more hours every day that he's here, and he's here now to help with as much as we can do for you at our level. And if we can't fix it at our level, that's his job, is to get it up as fast as possible to the higher ups.
Yep. If you have a listing or a contract or even closing documents and you do not know what to do with them, please make sure you reach out to us, because we can teach you. Don't feel silly. This is a new program. We've all had to struggle with it, and we're all in it together, and we're here to help you. So like Roger was saying, we're really not picking on you guys. Sometimes, you get frustrated with us, but we are really responsible for making sure that the Indiana and Kentucky state laws are being followed. And I don't think you've ever seen Bob in orange, but it's not a good color on him. And if you go to jail, he goes to jail. We don't want anybody to get in trouble. So when you are taking a listing, you all remember that it is not a listing contract unless it is signed by our broker. So you can't be doing those things like putting signs in the yard, putting in the MLS, all of that fun stuff without Bob's signature. As soon as you get Bob's signature on those listings, It is also going to be a requirement that your signed listings and your signed pending contracts are in command within 24 hours. It is state law that the company has a copy of every single thing you do as a real estate licensee. So even if it is a side house that you're purchasing on your own, if you're flipping it and you have purchased a home, those documents have to be in command, whether or not you put it in the MLS. Because you're practicing as a real estate agent and you're held to a different standard from anyone else. So, Bob, I don't know if you want to elaborate on that, but we do have to have all of your signed contracts, whether in the MLS or outside of the MLS, in command.
That is correct.
Did I miss anything? I can't hear you.
That is correct, and that is all I have to say about that.
All right, period. Also, we want to make sure that we are reviewing all of your documents for compliance to make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. So make sure that you help us help you. And like Roger was saying, you know, we absolutely cannot process things that are not completed. We do not want to. It drives Roger absolutely bonkers. I've seen him. It drives him crazy when he has to put commission checks back in the box and he doesn't get to pay you all. Right? So again, help us help you. We want to get you paid. We want to make sure that you guys are happy, healthy, and paid agents. So next step, we are going to, let's see what time it is. We're going to see if we can get through compliance in 3 minutes. If you have to leave at 2 o'clock, may you have a very blessed day. If you want to stay and hang out and ask any compliance questions, hang out and we will make sure we get all of your questions answered. So we don't bore anyone. I have already added Mr. Roger Kirkman into command as a contact. So this is all of the information that you guys need to put people into command. And Amy and I were actually doing some role play, and we figured out that if you put a checkbox in the add to sales pipeline, it will immediately put you into the opportunity section. So I've also created an opportunity for Roger, and we are going to buy Bob's listing on 25 Linden Road. So I put in all of the information. And listen, guys, I know that command automatically names your opportunity. It will usually put buyer and then the client's name. We are asking you, just like we asked you in .loop, to make sure that the opportunity name is the address. This makes it 100 times faster for Roger to pull up your opportunity in order to pay you. So next we are going to go into command. Do I still have people in the audience that want to learn about this? Yep. Okay, here we go. So I have had a ton of questions and a ton of complaints about linking documents back into command and how difficult it is. Now I want to tell you guys, and I'm sure Kevin has had to have these conversations as well. Kevin, are you still there?
Yeah.
It's probably 70% of our questions is, why do I have to download stuff out of .loop or download stuff out of DocuSign in order to put it into command? There needs to be a faster process. And I'm going to show you and promise you today that there is, but you have to start in command. If you start your transaction in command, you will be able to link those documents back and forth. So once you have your opportunity set up, you're going to go straight into documents. On the left-hand side here, you are going to make sure first that you click on the drop-down arrow, because there are different documents for Indiana and Kentucky, yes? Okay, so we're gonna make sure that we have the correct state. And then, yes,
There's been an issue that I've heard that they're on the Kentucky side, they're not in, like already set up on the Kentucky side for documents like templates. Okay,
set them up.
okay, good.
Yeah, so Bob needs to go through and make sure. He was gonna send me a list, but I just went in there off of the checklist from .loop and put them in there, but they are there.
Okay, good.
So we're gonna do Indiana. Second thing on the left-hand side you need to do is make sure that you're in the under contract folder. If you're in consultation, the only piece of paper that's in there is the buyer exclusive agency contract. If you click on under contract, here's your checklist and your placeholders for all of the forms that you need. So this is going to be where you are going to add those documents into command after you have completed them. So to get started, you're going to come over here to the right-hand side where it says start a transaction, and you're going to choose between DocuSign and .loop. For training purposes, we're going to do DocuSign because I want to make sure you guys all have that information handy. And then it is going to open up DocuSign, and you'll be able to put those documents together. So let me get re-logged in here. Okay, so now we are in DocuSign. It has automatically created a room for you called 25 Linden Road. The first thing you should do in DocuSign, just like you used to do in .loop, is go to details and make sure that all of your information has been completed. So if you click on the edit button up here at the top, you can add the seller's name. You can put in who the listing agent is. So I can put in Bob Murphy's information right here, and it will auto-populate into your documents. And then your buyer should, and it did, come in through command. You're going to want to make sure you hit save. And then you are going to go to the Documents tab here. You're going to click on Add in the top right corner, and you're going to add those documents from the DocuSign forms. The DocuSign forms, you have the option to look at the forms library, which will take you to all of the forms in the Indiana State Library and all of the forms in the Kentucky Library. If you want to see our specific KWSoIN forms, you're going to choose DocuSign Form Group. And then under the Select Group option, you will be able to put together a full packet. So we're going to buy a home in Indiana, so we're going to choose the Indiana Residential Buyer Packet. And it will pull up all of the forms that we have put into that buyer packet. You're going to click Select All and click on Add. Now, if you do not see the state forms, so all of the state forms that say IAR in front of it, if those do not show up for you, then that means that you need to add your NERDS number into your preferences And if you have problems with that, please reach out to Keeping Our Eye and we will help you set that up. We're going to click on add, and then all of the forms are going to dump into your forms room, and you'll be able to open up those forms and fill them out. So we are going to make sure that everything has loaded. And then since this is on the buy side, we are also going to add some external documents from the multiple listing service. So the client detail form, seller's disclosure, and lead-based paint if applicable. So I have already downloaded those from the MLS and they're down here in my download bar. So I have to add those from my computer, just like we would if we were in .loop. Okay, so I saved those onto my desktop, and they are called client detail. I wonder if I can drag and drop. I haven't tried this yet. Or you can drag and drop them from your download bar. Okay, so now my client detail form is there, my lead-based paint, and my seller's disclosure. So for time, I'm going to choose client detail form, and I'm going to choose the purchase agreement. So you'll be able to see the difference between, just like in .loop, what is a templated form, which is already auto-filled and all of the text fields are in there for you, versus what is called an external doc, which is a form that you will have to drag and drop text fields or signatures onto if needed. So you can open up those documents. You can fill in all of the text fields that you need. Okay, so once you fill in those documents, you click on Save and Close, and you go into the next document. Once you have all of your documents filled in, you're going to check on the documents that you need to send for signatures, and you are going to click on the pen, which is up in the toolbar up at the top, and the pen is called Create an Envelope. So what you're doing is you're taking those forms that you've already completed, you're wrapping them together into an envelope, and you're going to be sending them to your client. So on this page, you are going to add your recipients. So you're going to add your buyer, anyone that needs to sign it, from your pre-tagged roles that you put in on the View Details page. So I'm going to choose buyer 1. My recipient is going to be Roger Kirkman, my buyer. And then if I had added in the listing agent or myself, if I needed to sign anything, those people would pop up here, and then I would assign who is buyer 1, who is listing agent, buyer's agent, etc. And then I'm going to add those people onto the list. Down here, you can put in your email subject where it says, please review and sign contract on 25 Linden, and an email message. And then you're going to click on the next button. The next button is going to take you to the signature page where you can actually review and make sure that everything looks correct. You can scroll down to the signature area and make sure that your signatures have gone in where they need to. So here's the buyer signature and the date. And then you're going to make sure on the client detail form, you also drag and drop the initial or the signature onto that page as well. And then you're going to click on send. That's going to send it off to your client. They're going to place their signatures. And then once they have signed it, it will go from waiting for others into a signed status. Once you have gone back and forth and have negotiated the offer, you might have to do a counter offer or maybe amendment, addendums, whatever it might be. Once you have all of the signed documents and you have a bottom line contract, that is when you're going to want to go back into Command, and to attach those files into your Command folder, you can click on attach multiple files, and then you choose from DocuSign. And once you click on DocuSign, it is going to turn these into a drop down. That is actually displaying all of the documents that are in your DocuSign room. And you will have the option where the IAR purchase agreement will be in here twice, and it will say signed. So you're going to want to grab that signed contract and the signed seller's disclosure and lead-based paint and anything that has been signed by your client. You'll be able to do so in one move right here and then attach it into Command. Once you have all of your signed agreements uploaded, you can then click and submit it to the Market Center, where we can review it, submit it, return it, and make sure that you guys are good with compliance. Is anyone left in the building? Does anyone have any questions?
We're good.
We're good? All right, so for time purposes, we're gonna wrap up the partner meeting. If you need help with compliance or really anything in Command, make sure you reach out to Kevin Miller at kw.com. That's KEEVANMILLER at kw.com. See you later, everybody. What did you say?
I said, they don't care.
Yes, they do. They need help.
Paul